Hello, Dr. Karen Can here. Welcome to another edition of the Spiritual Medicine Digest. Lately, have you noticed that you've been kind of losing things or kind of figuring out where did I put that set of keys, or where's that notebook I just had? And you're like looking around for it, and you go to one room and you're like, I swear I put it here, but it's not here. And then you go somewhere else and somewhere else and somewhere else. And then finally, either someone else finds it or you go back to the first room you tried to find it in and it's there in plain sight. And you're like, am I going crazy? Do I have Alzheimer's? Like, what's going on? Now, with the ascension process, the spiritual expansion of the universe, if you will, there are times where our awareness, even our clairs, or like clairsentience, clairvoyance, clairaudience, our spiritual gifts expand. And so we end up paying attention to way more energies than we really have the, attention span for. So we're like aware of a lot, but not being very precise with where we're focusing our awareness, if that makes sense. So that does happen, and sometimes that could even prevent someone from talking properly because there's so many bazillion bits of data coming into their awareness. They have difficulty like having their brain focus on what it is they want to say, or things like that. That's actually not what we're talking about today. Where the awareness balance is not balanced within the now, within the whole. We're not talking about that. What I'm talking about is this really kind of weird phenomenon that you might even think is supernatural. And I thought, well, maybe it's just me. Now, it's not that it happens all the time, but there was a clear instance where I'm looking all over the place for something, cannot find it, go back to the same spot a day or two later, and there it is. Now, is it possible that our angelic crew, or maybe even our alien friends, said, well, we'll find it for you and put it here for you? Yes, that is possible. But interestingly, why in that spot, right? Part of us kind of sort of knew that it was there, but we could not see it. Now, I'm reading this fantastic book by Maureen St. Germain called Waking Up in 5D. Now, I've only gotten through 3/4 of it, 4/5 of it, something like that. And, so far what I've read, I've really resonated with. And there's a piece in there where she talks about when we flip from the 3D consciousness through the 4 into the 5D consciousness, that there are times where we actually may seem to lose something. And that's because we left that something when we were in one state of consciousness, but then when we go to find it, we're in another state of consciousness. So for example, if you were vibrating, resonating in 5D, you put your car keys down somewhere, okay? And then you're back to 3D, and you go back to that space where you pretty sure you knew where you put the car keys, but it's not there. You cannot see it because it's in the 5D. So you can actually do this kind of directive or command to say, okay, and you can talk to your angelic team if that's helpful. Try it out. And she instructs us to just say, I command to be able to see where I place my car keys in the dimension that I am currently in, or something to that, degree. I mean, you can look in her book. I highly recommend it. So a version of that where you just literally like commanding, I command to see my car keys in this current dimension, right? What I suggest is you go into stillness, or stillness through observing internal movement, or just that stillness space. I teach it through Stillness on the Fly course, which I'll put near this video in case you haven't taken that free 30-minute course. Please do. And then oftentimes the picture will pop up into my mind, or a word will pop up into my mind, and I'll just go directly there, and there they are. So I'm really curious to know whether or not you have been experiencing this interesting phenomenon where you lose something or you misplace something, and then you're able to find it later in the exact place that you looked, but it wasn't there before, and you think, what is going on? Right? So post that in the comments below this video if you have had that experience recently. I'm very interested to know. And one of the interesting things I learned in the book, which makes sense to me, but I, wasn't really aware of it before, is that she's like, well, people are always saying we're going to 3D to 5D. Well, what happened to 4D? And she says, well, there's a high 4D and there's a low 4D. The high 4D is it's a connection to that emotional space, and it's a place of extreme emotions. As we get to the 5D, we're actually clearing some really extreme negative emotions, for example. And so a lot of people are in that space where they're clearing a lot of negative emotions from the past traumas, things like that. And that is a good thing, because sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to get to 5D if I'm so emotional all the time or whatever? She's like, don't be upset, because you're kind of moving to that 5D. This is the place you move through, the 4D, So that extreme of emotion is part of what we do or go through. So that was very comforting. Now, the lower 4D she talks about is like where what I would say entities or negative spirits would reside. So that's not where you necessarily want to vibrate at, right? When you're in the 4D going into 5D. So if you continue your work, just keep going. Keep making your intentions. You can only fail if you stop. So don't stop. You know that saying? Maybe you don't know that saying, but I really like the saying. It says, if you're going through hell, just keep going, right? Don't stop in the middle. Just keep going as you finally get to the other side. So I really believe that. So this week's TOLPAKAN Healing Activation, which is a little bit unrelated to what we're talking about this week, but I was prompted to actually create this clearing for you if you would like to participate. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect to our etheric bodies or our astral bodies and go ahead and to clear or heal whatever can be cleared and healed right now. Now, this could be in layers. It could be, next week or the next day that there's other layers that heal. But when you do the TOLPAKAN Healing Directive right now, whatever is allowed to clear and heal, you can make that intention to heal. And then what I'd love for you to do is, if it is safe for you to do that, you can close your eyes while I do the directive. And what I'd love for you to do is just tune into your body and what it feels like, the energies. Where do you feel movement in the body? And just pay attention to that without judgment, without trying to make something happen. If there's a part of your body that's uncomfortable, that is completely fine too. You can even put your hand over there. I mean, whatever it is you want to do to help you, be in the body, do. So that could be putting your hand on your heart and your belly. That could be rubbing your hands first together and then feeling the energy run in the body. Whatever it is, you can do that now. I'm going to go ahead and say the TOLPAKAN Healing Directive, and your job is just to notice what's going on in the body as we do this clearing and healing for the astral body or the etheric body. And you can do this healing multiple times. You can write down the directive yourself and do it yourself, or you could just use the energy of the video and my voice and the connection here to amplify the intention, to just listen to this piece of the video whenever you feel like it could help you. Are you ready? All right, so if you want to, you can close your eyes. I now command that your etheric body, your astral body, be completely cleansed of all negative, low vibrational energies of all types, and repaired, restored to full radiant maximal health and function in the highest and best way, all directions of time and all timelines where you exist, with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you. So you can just let that settle in, just keep feeling the energy in your body. Okay, one other mini healing here. It's now commanded anything preventing your astral body from being fully healthy in this or any other lifetime, that be cleared and healed in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease and grace. Thank you. So you may feel like taking a deep breath. You can open your eyes. Again, feel in your body. What does that feel like? I'd love for you to report that if you're willing to do that. So type that into the comment section here. And I hope you really enjoy that. So I've been learning some really neat things about the different parts of our energy system, our energy body, our dimensional anatomy from my mentor, Marcus Bird. And I'll be talking a little bit about his modality in a moment. But first, some announcements. So number one is Light Warrior Radio, Monday at 12 noon Eastern, I have the great pleasure of airing a podcast recording I did with Ann Hince. Now, here's a lady who found her mother dead on the floor. Yeah, like how traumatic is that, right? She went through lots of different things to heal from that inner turmoil to get to inner peace. And she found or created a technique very similar in vibration, if you will, to the stillness through observing internal movement that I've created for myself and my students, something called Feeling Your Feelings. So during this podcast, she's actually going to walk you through that. And so this is just another doorway into that place of automatic healing. And what's really neat about her experience is that through this practice, she actually grew, she's 55 now, she actually grew half an inch and she realigned the bones in her head. How cool is that? So I've known that the auto healing state is possible where things start to realign, and the fascia, connective tissue, which I'm totally in love with because it's so interesting, that morphs and changes based on your level of consciousness, where you are, and that still is connection. Feeling your feelings is one way of getting in there and one way of getting into that inner peace, even though there's been outer turmoil. So definitely check out the show Monday at 12 noon. I will put the link near this video. And so I want to tell you a little bit about a workshop that is coming up called Supercharge Your Healing Practice. This is from my mentor, one of my mentors, Marcus Bird, who is the creator of the Activator Healer Coach program, Dimensional Therapy, which is a program that I'm in right now. So there's going to be a 3-hour workshop on Supercharge Your Healing Practice, where he's going to talk about the foundations of, how we can help people heal. And the really neat thing is dimensional therapy, this modality is very complementary to the TOLPAKAN healing method. And so it's been really, really fun being in the class. This workshop is really best suited for people who either are already in a healing practice or training in a healing practice or coaching practice, already in that helper healer mode. There's a certain degree of professionalism that is, preferred, of course, to be part of this. And there will be an opportunity at the end of this workshop to join the next cohort for learning the Activator Healer Coach program or the Dimensional Healing program. It's not going to be for everyone. So if you're just looking for, self-healing, muscle testing yourself for things, this may not be the best fit for you. But if you are a coach or healer, love modalities like I do, love to learn, expand your horizons, you're already doing TOLPAKAN level 1, level 2, you may want to check it out because it may give you some ideas, it may inspire you, and you may even want to take the Activator Healer program like I am taking right now. So Marcus is a dear, dear, dear mentor of mine. Absolutely love him. Very generous with this time, and he gave me a free ticket link. So for people that are in my tribe, that you can get the workshop for free. It's 3 hours. It is 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, May 25th, 2022. And if you can't make it live this time, I'm sure there'll be future times where it'll be available live. But if you can and it resonates with you, definitely check it out. It's a fantastic value. And like I said, got your free ticket. So other announcements. Soon I will be starting the Transdimensional Alchemy Package B live group healing sessions with you and your family. So if you're not in the Transdimensional Alchemy program and are interested in getting some live healing from me for you and your household family members, Package B is definitely something you want to sign up for. If you already signed up for Transdimensional Alchemy Package A, you can always upgrade. So I'll put those links below, both for Package A, B packages or the A to B upgrade. I'll put it below this video. So what's in this Transdimensional Alchemy program? Well, we're going to be working through the material in the 4 modules. The first module we're going to do is the inner child flip. So the inner child flip is a technique in TOLPAKAN healing where we take recurring patterns in your life that you do not like and do not want any longer, recurring patterns of betrayal, abandonment, whatever it is, disappointment. We then go deep into connecting with that, and then we flip it to its polar opposite. So in other words, those patterns will no longer exist for your future reality. So this has been very pivotal and impactful for many people. The people already in the program have been giving us testimonials and stories about how it's made a huge difference. Some of them in tears because of so many things they feel releasing from their body and patterns ending and their lives and relationships getting better. So that's very exciting for me. So, and then the next module, we'll be working on what's called the seed emotional transmutation. Used to be called the 5 elements emotional transmutation protocol. It's interchangeable. Basically, we learn how the 5 elements in Chinese medicine, with all the negative and positive emotions connected to each element, how we can look for some of these emotions, the negative emotions in our past, and it could be our other lives as well, not just this current life, could be other dimensional lives and past lives. And when we find these, what I call seed emotions that have fractalized into 50, 100, 250 versions of itself, if we can pull that seed and flip it to its polar opposite, then all those fractals just collapse and you don't have to release that emotion over and over and over, at least that specific emotion, 500 times if there's 500 versions of it. Okay, so this way we just kind of pull the bottom card from the card deck, and again, we've had some people say how impactful that has been in their lives. So I'm really excited to do this for you and your family as a group, and it's amazing how the group energy can just amplify the speed, the efficiency, and the power and the depth of the healing, and keep it very safe as well. And then of course we are going to be going over other things outside of what's in the modules. Whatever's going on in your life, we'd love to know what it is and how I can support you so we can do some healing around that. And then in module 3, we continue the journey. There are protocols for highly sensitive people. One's called the Sensitive Soul Rescue Remedy. So I teach you how to do that for yourself so that when the Ascension upgrades occur, you know exactly what to do to be less symptomatic. So we have a couple of different protocols in there, and that's just one of them. And then the last module is learning how to do, how to project a spiritual Faraday cage around negative or low vibrational energies that may be inside or affecting someone that you do not have permission to heal, but you don't want those negative things to harm that person. So since you don't have permission to take them out, because they haven't given you overt permission, at least you can put a spiritual Faraday cage around it so it doesn't harm that person or anyone else. And then the monoatomic metamorphosis, how to deconstruct negative toxins and things like that into its monoatomic versions of itself, so then it becomes a healing elixir rather than something toxic. So we're going to teach you all of that. And I'm going to be physically doing that live on the Zoom trainings with you in Package B. So if you haven't joined, this is one of your last chances to join before we start live. I rarely do live group trainings now, except in my higher level program. So this is a great opportunity to get live healing from me, you and your family for a very low price. So it's, I think, $97 for Package A and $147 for Package B, which I highly recommend because we're going to do a lot more healing work in addition to those 4 modules that are in Package A. So I'll put the link near this video and how you can find out more information about that. And if you didn't catch my video last weekend in the Healthy Habits, Healthy Life, I did a video on healing self and non-self. So it's a protocol that I do pretty much every morning or evening, just checking into what I can heal for myself, but what I can heal for others that I'm allowed to heal in terms of my alternate timelines, soul destiny partners, Mother Earth, and other people, places, and things that I'm allowed to heal. So I'll give you the whole list of what it is that that I heal every single day, and that keeps me very stable, which is very, very helpful. So yeah, so I am so thankful that you are here. If you are new to my channel, please hit subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And feel free to share it on Facebook or whatever if you found this is really, really helpful for you. I'd love to know. And I'll also put the links to the Stillness on the Fly below this video as well, so you can get that training, and you can download an MP3 meditation as well for free, and you'll be on my mailing list. And every week we send you the Light Medicine Weekly newsletter that has all of this in it, as well as other offerings that we have, some freebies, things like that. Whatever's going on, we'll let you know. And in the near future, we will be giving you an invitation to join our Light Medicine community in our new newly built private community, Health Freedom Tribe, especially something that we've been wanting to build for quite some time to side skirt, is that a word? The censorship. And so we can talk freely in that space, and I hope you'll join me there. So until next week, thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your week. Until next time, bye for now.